The soil temperature's warmed up quite a bit from what it was towards the end of February. It was 44 degrees, and now I checked it 2 days ago and it's up to 56. And we've had quite a bit of sun and almost a full week with no rain. And the crops are coming up really nice. The cereal rye is growing good, and our oats are growing good, and the peas are starting to do pretty good. And field's kind of drying out a little bit, and I think maybe in the next week or so we may be able to do a little planting. So I got a couple things on the drill that we wanted to fix this year for 2020, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing to it. So we've had a couple of plantings now on these press wheels, and when I redid this thing originally, some of these had quite a bit of flop in them like this, and originally I thought that this was worn out inside here and I was gonna have to cut this out and maybe do some new ones, but we got by for a little while with tightening these jam nuts, but it doesn't work because the problem is there's a bearing in there and a shaft that comes through, and I took one apart and figured out that that's actually what's worn. So I'll show you right quick. So these are the press wheel bearings, and they just go in there like that. And I took the old one out, and this was actually really smoothed off, and there wasn't this crater in there for the set screw. So in order to replace this, you just take all these bolts out. This separates, and then you just put this bearing in, and then the shaft goes like that, and you just tighten the jam nut down. And I've done one over here, and you can see it doesn't have any play in it like some of these other ones do. See that right there? And the new bearing doesn't move at all. It's nice and smooth. So I got 10 of these new. I've put in this one and this one, and I got 8 more to do to get all these back tight. So what was happening is these row units, when they go down in the ground, these press wheels kind of twist over at an angle, and it causes it to kind of get off a little bit because the wheel gets turned a little bit at an angle, and it doesn't quite roll down the trench in a straight line. And also when it goes to the side, it's not straight upright, so it causes it to run just a tad bit deeper than it's supposed to. So I'm thinking that these bearings will help solve some of those problems on that end. And I found these on eBay for like $12.99 a piece. So I got new set screws and nuts to replace all these, and there's a couple of them that the jam nut is broke off in here, so I'm gonna have to pull this section off, drill and tap it, and replace that. And the other thing is we got 2 new row units to replace this one here. It's really bent at an angle like this, and this one right here, it's bent off at an angle. So I'm gonna take those 2 out, take everything off of it, mount on those, and get them put in. So that's what we're gonna be working on with that. And one other thing we got is I ordered, this drill originally didn't come with these feeder tray dividers, and they sell them for like 99 or 90s model drills, but the 80s didn't have them. So what the purpose of this is when your seed gets low, it divides it and makes the seed go down in the seed cup. So right now, when this thing gets low, this seed just piles up and it'll empty this out, and you'll have to come back here and to drill all your seed and sit here and brush the seed over in the seed cups. And it's just been a extra time consuming ordeal to do that. So these actually have little clips that go across here, and they have a hole, so I have to pull these screws out and or bolts and put the tabs in, and they hold each one down, so there'll be one here, and so on down the tray. So anyway, I'm going to start pulling those row units out and get to work on those, and get these flashing pieces made at some point, and have to go get our seed, and we ought to be ready to start planting something soon. And I got to do some servicing on the tractor, got some fuel filters and change the oil on it, and we'll be ready to go. So stay tuned and see this repair. Now we got these wheels on here, bearings replaced on these wheels. I'm gonna mount them back on the drill. Just take a little bit of anti-seize and put on this stem shaft here. Next time I'm going to take them out, because some of these were pretty hard to get out. I had to use my air hammer, stick them there and pound them out. So I got new set screws, just a little anti-seize on them. Got all the press wheels mounted. They're all, bearings are in, all of them that needed them. They're all tight, not floppy anymore like they're supposed to be. I got new set screws in every one of them. Luckily, the ones I told you that were broke off, there was enough bolts sticking out once I got the jam nut off that I could get some vice grips and some PV blaster and get them out, so I didn't have to drill and tap any of them, luckily. I got that row unit complete. All I got to do now on it, as you can see how these small seed tubes come down, they got a little pipe that's cut a hole in it right here and welded in, so I got to cut a hole in it and weld a new pipe in so I can get the small seed tube put on the row unit. And I got to do that other row unit down here that I was talking about, and then should be done with this. Got on this press wheel arm bracket is bent over at an angle, so you can kind of see that. I got to heat it right there and pull this back over straight. And there's one other one. Yeah, this one. It's bent like about like that, so the wheel leans over. So I gotta heat it, bend it back this way. I should be done with all these, and should be good to go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'd say spring's officially here, and we got a lot to do. Right now, I'm going down to start brush hogging one of our fields we bale for hay to get rid of the winter sage grass and knock it down a little bit so the green grass can come up a little bit better. And it's down the road from my house here. We're gonna go down here to mow it. This is a field I'm gonna brush hog. You see that tall tan looking grass right here? I'm gonna knock it all down. Down to about 6 to 8 inches. So I started the mower up, and I'm just kind of letting it idle for a minute since it hadn't been ran all year. Lay everything, all the bearings in there, get greased up with that oil before I full throttle it. So let that run just a minute and then get started. See out here, it looks a lot better than what it did before. So we got all this green grass growing up through here and getting that knocked down and turning it, this dead grass, back down for organic matter. Really help this spring for this hay season. this year. So we didn't bale this field last year, but we're probably going to bale it this year, so that'll really help it out. And it also makes it look a lot nicer from the road. Well, alright guys, that's going to do it for this field. If you like what you saw, be sure you subscribe. If you like the video, leave it a thumbs up. I want to say thank you to all the subscribers that we got. The channel seems like it's really starting to grow on subscribers, so I appreciate you guys for subscribing to the channel and watching the videos. So hope you enjoyed it and have a good day.